folks, Ron Ray here, Turning 65 Solutions, and we're just going to jump right into the next segment of our series on Medicare. And the next point is Medicare A and B, original Medicare from the government. So now that you've turned 65 and you've gotten enrolled in Medicare, you're going to get Medicare Part A and Medicare Part B. Now, Medicare Part A is your hospital insurance. It pays your room and board in the hospital and hospital services. Now, Medicare Part A, you have already paid for with your payroll deductions all your working life. So there's no further charge for Medicare Part A, unless for some reason you didn't work enough credits, or you weren't in the country long enough as a legal resident to pay in enough credits to get to Medicare Part A being free. You can still get Medicare Part A, you just pay a premium for it. But for most everybody that we deal with, you get Medicare Part A. Is called premium free. You've already paid for it with your taxes. You also get Medicare Part B. Now, Medicare Part B is your medical insurance. It pays a portion of your doctor bills. It pays a portion of your doctor bills while you're in the hospital and all your office visits and outpatient services outside the hospital. It also covers outpatient surgery, durable medical equipment, supplies for durable medical equipment such as insulin. If you have an insulin pump, it will pay for insulin, and certain other things, infusible drugs it's done in a clinical setting like chemotherapy or biologics that you get in an infusion center. All that's covered under Medicare Part B, as well as your doctors and office visits. Now, for Medicare Part B, you have not yet paid for that. So when you enroll, you will be billed $148.60 a month. Now, this is January of 2021, and that's the price this year. Now, if your income's very high, you may pay more, and there's several brackets, and we'll talk about that in another video segment. But for almost everybody, you pay $148.60 a month for Medicare. Now, if you're already on Social Security, they're just going to deduct that amount right from your Social Security check. But if you're not on Social Security, they are going to send you a bill in the mail, and that bill is going to be a quarterly bill. It's going to be for 3 months at a time. Now, once you get that first bill, there's a phone number on the back you can call, and they will help you set that up on an automatic monthly bank draft out of your checking account. Okay, so instead of paying a big payment every 3 months and having to remember to send them a check, it's just drafted automatically from your checking account every month for a smaller amount. Now, that's what you get, Medicare Part A and Medicare Part B. And we're going to talk about those here in just a moment, about what those actually do for you. So, how does it work? If you have original Medicare alone and nothing else, just original Medicare, A and B, and you go into the hospital for 1 day, up to 60 days, Medicare will pay the entire hospital bill after you have satisfied a $1,484 deductible. That's the Medicare Part A deductible. Now, folks, I want you to be careful with that one. That is not an annual deductible. That is per eligibility period, and you can pay that a few times a year. And an eligibility period is 60 days, and the clock starts ticking when you leave the hospital. So when you go into the hospital on day one, and let's say you're in the hospital, for example, 5 days, you come out of the hospital on that 5th day, well, you pay $1,484, the Part A deductible, that comes out of your pocket. But when you leave the hospital on day 5, the clock now starts ticking on your 60-day eligibility period. So if you stay out of the hospital for 60 consecutive days and going back in on that 61st day or after, guess what? You pay that $1,484 again. So that's not an annual deductible. It is per eligibility period, and you can pay that several times per year. But it's not a bad deal if you think about it. $1,400 for 60 days in the hospital, not too bad. Now, if you need to be in the hospital for more than 60 days, now you fall down here, and for days 61 to 90, now you're going to pay $371 per day copay out of your pocket for every day that you're in the hospital. $371 per day out of your pocket. Now, at day 90, your Medicare benefits technically end, but now you've got what's called your 60 lifetime reserve days. They're called lifetime reserve days because you only get them once in your lifetime, and once you use them, you don't get them back. And when you're in your 60 lifetime reserve days, now you are going to pay $742 per day copay out of your pocket for every day that you're in the hospital. 742 days per day out of your pocket. And then at day 151, you're out of benefits. Medicare doesn't pay another penny. You are on your own until you leave the hospital. You stay out for 60 consecutive days, and it starts all over again. Except now you've used up your 60 lifetime reserve days, so when you get to day 91, you're back down here. Now, if you find yourself in the red line down here, something pretty bad has happened to you, something pretty catastrophic. We don't see many people down there, although it does happen from time to time. Worst case scenario for a lot of folks is they're going to be up here in this top line paying $1484 2 or 3 times a year. But that's just the hospital. Well, what do we know about these things? We get home from the hospital, we get the hospital bill in the mail. What follows shortly after that? The doctor bills, right? You're going to get a bill from your surgeon, from the anesthesiologist, the radiologist, pretty much anybody that walked past your door and put their initials on your chart's likely to send a bill. Most of those bills are going to be covered under Medicare Part B. Now, Medicare Part B is a little more cut and dry. Here's how it works. First of all, you pay $148.60 a month. After that, there's a $203 annual deductible. Now, once you've met the annual deductible of $203, now you just pay 20%. Medicare pays 80%, you pay 20%. But with no maximum, by the way. There's most plans that you're used to now have an out-of-pocket maximum. Sometimes it's called a stop-loss amount, somewhere around $10,000 or $15,000 for most plans. With original Medicare, there is no limit to the amount of money that you can pay out of your pocket. If your bill's $3 million, you're just going to pay 20% of $3 million. But beyond that, it's pretty cut and dry. $148 a month, $203 a year, 20% after that. But now there's a few different types of doctors we need to talk about. And the first one of those is a doctor who accepts Medicare assignment. Now, a doctor who accepts Medicare assignment has an agreement with Medicare that says that they are just going to take what Medicare pays them, the approved amount, 80%, and then 20% from you. And if there's any excess, then that excess just gets written off. And you all know what the excess is, right? You've seen your EOBs from the insurance company. It shows what the doctor billed, which is really high number, what the insurance company approved, which is an equally ridiculous low number, and the difference between those two is called the excess charge. If that doctor accepts Medicare assignment, the excess is just written off. It goes away. You never hear about it again. They accept the 80% for Medicare and the 20% from you as payment in full. It doesn't go any further than that. The other one is a doctor who does not accept Medicare assignment. That doctor does not have that agreement with Medicare, so they take the 80% from Medicare, they take the 20% from you, and if there's any excess, they are now allowed to bill you an additional 15% above the Medicare approved amount. That's called the Part B excess charge. Okay, so here's a quick example of how that works. Let's say you go to your doctor and they send you for a little outpatient surgery, so just a little day surgery. You do not spend the night in the hospital. That's covered under Medicare Part B. So you go, you have your surgery, and the clinic sends the bill to Medicare for $12,000. And Medicare says, yes, that procedure is approved. However, it's only approved for $10,000. Medicare will immediately pay their share of the bill, 80%, $8,000. You'll pay your share of the bill, 20%, $2,000, for a total of $10,000. But that leaves us an excess of $2,000. So if that doctor or that clinic accepts Medicare assignment, the $2,000 excess just goes away. You don't hear about it again. But if they do not accept Medicare assignment, they are allowed to bill you an additional 15% above the Medicare approved amount, which in this example was $10,000. So you paid $2,000 here. Now you're going to get an additional bill for an additional $1,500 here. That's a big difference between the two. Both of those doctors accept Medicare. One accepts assignment, the other does not. So those are important questions to ask your doctor. Not only do you take Medicare and can I stay with you when I turn 65, but do you accept assignment or not? So folks, that's really, in a nutshell, real quick, high-level view of Medicare A and B, how they work. I hope that you found this information helpful. I know you probably have a whole lot of questions. If you do, you could always give us a call here at the office. It's 830-217-6711, or you can find us on the web at www.t65s.com. That stands for Turning 65 Solutions. We specialize in people turning 65 and going into Medicare, and we're here to help you anytime you have any questions at all. Hope you have a great day, folks. We'll see you soon.